Medicare fraud is as old as Medicare itself. Because it's a system that's based on trust, it is relatively easy for perpetrators to defraud the system. Between 3 and 10% of dollars spent on health care end up going out the door in fraud. A lot of these criminals are very well organized, and we have seen that a lot of them have come from the drug trafficking world.
In the summer of 2003, 7 million people were victims of identity theft. That breaks down to 19,178 per day, 799 per hour, and 13.3 per minute. Being alert and cautious is imperative to the safety of your personal information.
During the early morning hours in Miami-Dade County marked the beginning of the end for yet another pain mill clinic operating in Florida. In the final chapter of a nearly 2-year-long investigation, Operation Dark Horizon resulted in the arrest of 18 individuals who now face upwards of 142 charges, including racketeering, staging accidents, insurance fraud, grand theft, and organized schemes to defraud.
As part of our On Your Side philosophy, we warn you about scams and ripoffs. And tonight, On Your Side investigator Anna Song has a story about the ultimate scam that built a local woman out of $400,000.
They have 1,180 emails.
It started, as it almost always does, with an email.
I'm here as an official assignment with President Bush and the FBI Director, Mr. Robert Mueller.
Promising $20 million. The money supposedly left behind by a relative of Janella Spears, with whom the family had lost contact over the years.
So that's what got me to believe it.
Janella didn't know how the sender knew the name of J.B. Spears, but her curiosity was piqued.
They said, this is your account number. You have $150,000 that you can get out of this account if you pay me $100. Okay, so why wouldn't you send over $100?
She received phony certificates from the Bank of Nigeria promising irrevocable payment guarantees of $12 million.
Drew Wardell with First Local on Friday, November 2nd. Criminals looking to cash in on your credit card have a new trick up their sleeve. First Local Spencer Gallish Lowe has a story on what you can do to protect yourself from getting fleeced.
Canadians love their plastic. Every year we make over 3 million credit card transactions. But as Canadians are swiping their cards, criminals are swiping those precious 16-digit numbers and making off with millions every year. The latest scam plays on the cardholder's security fears. This is how it works. A scammer claiming to be from the security department of a credit card company calls and asks if you made a certain transaction. The victim, shocked at the sheer size of the transaction, says no. Next, the scammer asks for the special 3-digit security code printed on the back of most cards. We blocked it out in this shot. They say they need it in order to confirm the victim's identity and to clear their file. What the victim doesn't know is they're giving away the keys to their credit card, allowing the fraudsters to run up a huge bill.
People think that they're actually helping the bank catch the bad guys. In fact, the bad guys are catching you and getting the information that they want from you.
It's all about that security code. The scammers already have your credit card number, usually obtained from discarded credit card statements. But they can't go shopping without that special 3-digit number. The secret to thwarting these criminals is a good defense, says Mr. Melville.
If people phone you at home, don't believe who they say they are. Force them to identify themselves appropriately. Offer to call them back. And make sure that the number you're calling back is the one on the back of your credit card, not some other 1-800 number.
He's been locked up here at the Macomb County Jail for a week, charged with crimes against people who trusted him. John Norman Olszewski, people in New Haven know him as Jack, has been charged with funeral contract fraud, with taking money for prepaid funerals at the Duncan Olszewski Funeral Home, but not putting the money in escrow where it's supposed to be. And beyond that, not having a license to sell the prepaid service in the first place.
I was totally shocked. Well, I haven't seen him in a couple of days. People have been asking, and I never knew this. This is a shock to me.
Don Foster worked at the funeral home for a while, has known Olszewski for years, says Olszewski's been living above the funeral home, but had fallen on hard financial times.
And all the changes he'd been going through, Mr. Olszewski had been going through some hard times.
Nothing's an excuse to break the law.
Liz Kingery used the Duncan Olszewski home when her great aunt died late last spring and when her uncle died 2 years ago, for the wake and the burial. And that was a prepaid funeral, but the money was there for them. That is not the case, say police and prosecutors, for at least 3 families, and maybe, say police, for many more.